Hi and welcome back. Today we are at Clay Furnace in the Cooper State Park in West Virginia. Get way up here. See, this is a nice hike, a nice little trail down here. And of course we're here for the furnace, so there's what's left of the furnace. Right now we're up on top of the pouring platform, so this is where would have had a platform from here to here and this would have been all with a building on top of it. So this is a cast iron cut stone furnace. Went into blast 1836, I believe, which is right around the time that the Alamo fell in San Antonio, Texas. So we're gonna get on, we're gonna take a look at this. This is a cold blast, it's a charcoal fired furnace. So you look around and you see all these trees. Initially, all these trees would have been here, but within a year of operation, it would actually look like a desert. All these trees would have been cut down because they would take the trees, they would make charcoal out of the trees, and then the trees would become fuel. And we're going to go explain some of that. Take a look at the furnace. So here we are on the trail. Did a nice job at this furnace. I mean, the park is nice, the trails are nice, the trails are well maintained, the trails are clean. Got some nice bridges here. This would have not been a very nice place to work. I always said I'd love to work in a place like this as an engineer just to see what happened, but it was dirty. You know, you're working 12, 14-hour days, you're working weekends. I don't know if they worked in the winter, per se, just because that would be too hard. You know, the water freezes and things. There's a picture of one of the streams, it's probably the main stream. And I think they floated the iron ore. I mean, each one of these pigs, 1,000 pounds each. These things are pretty heavy. Again, this would have been this part would have been dammed up back here. That's a look at the furnace. Very, very good shaped furnace. They all have the same general shape. This one only has two. It has one side to pour, where this iron came out, and this is the bellows where the water wheel would been. And then you don't really see it, but this whole area, hard to imagine, but there would have been buildings everywhere. Obviously, buildings on top that would have been capped. Again, a ramp there with a structure. Then down here you'd have, blacksmith shop, a foundry. The steel just wasn't used for ingots. They would send ingots and they would send that off to Pittsburgh and be making cannons or cannonballs. But also the local foundry people would have been making stoves, cast iron stoves, or stainless or not stainless, cast iron pots and pots and things like that for cooking. Just a size perspective. There's my daughter, and there's how big these things are. Not many of these left. I try to capture these. Richard Parks did a good job. Sharps and Thomas did a good job in the 60s, actually putting together a book with all the locations. Richard Parks went through and documented them with GPS coordinates. Had a website. Fortunately, he passed away, and I don't want to lose this history. Because as you can see, these blocks are moving, and they're heavy blocks. They're separating. It won't be long before this caves in. Hopefully they can do something to keep that from happening, maybe restack these. So that's our first one for today in West Virginia. We're going to go look at another one, Valley Furnace. We'll see how that looks, and leave some comments in if you want us to see anything. Thanks for watching. So this is the trail down to the furnace on the hillside. First I thought that was it. But you see just how massive the outcroppings of rock are here. And then at the top of the ridge, I guess, where the intersection of the blue and the trees are, you can actually see that's where our car is parked. So we've got a ways to hike up through there. But you can see that's what they needed. That's what the quarrymen needed, were those type of stones, big stones like that they could cut, bring down the hill with mules and stuff, and then place them. How they did that, I have no clue. All right, so here we are at the side entrance of the furnace. We'll do a quick walk around. This is really in nice shape. They are keeping this one nice. A lot of times you'll come up to these and the sides all fallen, and I've never seen that type of construction before, where there's so many gaps on the corner. I think over time these aren't glued, these aren't cemented in, basically just gravity. So as it gets cold, water gets in there, water freezes, it'll expand and it'll push them. You can see some cave in on the side here. That is really in good shape. You see how the stones are all cut, all pieced together? And they would disassemble this every, well, they would reline it every couple of years. Let's get up here and see. Little bio on everything. Oh, so 1836 is what I read. Again, that's when the Alamo was going on. It's a cold blast furnace, 4 tons of pig iron every day. So that's 8,000 pounds. Several furnaces, employed 200 people. And people don't realize that this would have been the center of town. So a lot of towns actually, oh, and actually look at some of the, this is the slag and some of the cast iron. I'll hit the metal detector on it, but that's some of the slag that's left over from it and some of the cast iron. This actually may be a piece of iron ore. We'll take a look at that. So this is a two-sided furnace. They say watch out for copperheads and rattlesnakes. We're being a little cautious of snakes here. But you can see the gaps in the furnace. That is just expansion. And eventually this will cave in. This will all fall down. You can see some corner pieces here fell. Been a couple of furnaces I've been to before. The outer shell of the furnace has fallen away, and you can see the inside. The inside of the furnace says fire brick, and they call it a Bosch, which is a circular area where they would melt the cast iron. So we'll go through and we'll explain how all this works. Just want to get like a quick view of everything. So what you need in order to do this, you need a stream. So we have a stream. We actually have two streams here. They would dam this stream upstream. They would channel the water probably down through here. Get back over here. And there would be a water wheel probably in this area. That paddle wheel, the water would come down. Maybe that's the channel, because you can see how that's all emptied out. And the wheel would turn. That wheel would actually lift up and push down on a bellows. That bellows would blow fresh air into this area here. And that is, you can actually get in here again, looking for snakes. So they would actually blow the air into here, and if you've ever blown on a fire, you see how that accelerates it and makes it hotter. And they would keep putting in more cast iron, more iron ore, limestone, and charcoal. And every 24 hours or so, they would tap the furnace. And the cast iron would come out on this side. We'll actually poke around a little bit with a metal detector, poke around and see if we can get it. So the cast iron would come out here into a big area, just kind of, and then from there would actually be molders. Now this is a nice picture. Oh, no photo of the Henry Clay furnace. So this is the Springfield furnace, which there really is nothing left of the Springfield furnace. So again, this is the part. So we're standing right about here where this horse would be, maybe inside the building. But you can see the whole community. You know, the houses where the people would live, blacksmith houses and shops and things like that. There's the stream. Of course, it's a different stream. Really surprised, because this is stone. A lot of these are made out of wood, but you can actually see where the, you know, again, it's on a hillside. And you would see where these men are. They would be bringing the materials up and dumping it out. But that's actually good. I'll get a still picture of that. All right, being mindful of any type of snakes. Stick this up through here. And see, people actually go in here. I don't know that I would go in here. But that's what the inside of the furnace looks like. You can see the stone, so that you wouldn't have seen that. All the brick are gone at this point. We'll see if we can see a piece of fire brick. That's what I'm looking for. So again, here's another picture of the stream, looking downstream. Furnace is here. You know, you're doing 9,000 pounds a day. That's a lot of wood. Of course, the wood turns to ash. You know, charcoal turns to ash. The limestone, the slag. You know, you've got to get rid of. You got to get rid of all that. So if you look, actually, if you look right here, you can see this silica glass. There's another piece of silica glass. What's over there? I did metal detect over on that sign, and that's all. There's no metal in there at all. So that is just slag, just a byproduct of it. But you can see this glass. So this is what the fluxing agent. This would be on top. You can see that, you know, that's not a drill hole. That's an actual air hole. That's a bubble that went through. So this is all molten glass, kind of like lava. That's actually kind of a cool little piece. But you'll see this stuff all over the place. So they would have to put this someplace. Either they haul it out, or you know, maybe that whole area wasn't there before, and that's all filled with slag. All right, so again, with the furnace, back over here, on the way out we see this flat section, and my daughter pointed out some bricks, looks like a retaining wall. So we find this flat spot here. Again, there really weren't any building codes or anything, so any place there was a flat spot, they would have put wooden houses, wooden structures. They would have found stone, they would have had a stone foundation. We just kind of look quickly up here. Maybe throw the metal detective down, see what it picks up. It'd be nice to detect this just to see what's here.